Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It is Acaplos here, and today we are continuing our playthrough of Rune King. So as usual, if you guys gonna enjoy it, consider liking this video as well as subscribing. I really do appreciate the support here, but most importantly, it's so that you don't miss future episodes or uploads. So single player playthroughs of content just like this one. And with that being said, let's get this episode started. So here we are in the game. As you can see, we are back in Bilgewater after a successful battle in the last episode, of course, against the Hullbreaker out in the open ocean. We had to take on the Hullbreaker. That was because we needed the final component. If I just go ahead and pull up the quest log here, we needed the final component for the Duskblade or Draktar, which was of course the bottomless source of shadow power, and in other words, the soul of the deep. So that was a fairly challenging battle in itself, so to speak. And if you guys are having a little bit of trouble with that one, I highly recommend checking out the previous episode. That was because I think I gave you a very good rundown of the strategy of how to take on the guy throughout the battle, and at the same time, I also have a PDF file, a link to a PDF file which compiles the screenshots of the abilities, the equipments, as well as the runes that I had on the team composition that I used for that particular battle, which was of course Pike, Ori, and Alawi. So with that out of the way, let's focus on today's agenda first, which is gonna be grabbing the next set of items for the next legendary weapon that we are gonna go ahead and attempt to complete, which is of course Abigale's Legacy. So as you can tell, this is a weapon, the legendary weapon for Misfortune, and we've already acquired one out of the 3 items. Now, this is also a very straightforward one to complete. I think in terms of in terms of comparison with Stormrazor and Duskblade or Draktar, this could be actually much easier, depending on whether you like puzzles or not. That is because one of the components, hell, I'm just gonna tell it to you right now. The suitable volcanic gun barrels is actually gonna require a little bit of brainstorming as well as a little bit of problem solving in order to get that particular item. So we'll leave that for later. I will definitely cover this, and I think I'll do it in a separate, dedicated episode so that I don't jumble it up here for you guys. And we're just gonna focus on the other item that we need to grab, which is the designs for a custom trigger assembly. So this is essentially 5 blueprints that we need to gather throughout Bilgewater, which is very convenient because it's all in one area and you don't need to run between islands and stuff. The other item that we've already collected, which is the gunpowder worthy of Abigale's craftsmanship, was actually very easy to get. I think you would have even gotten it by now if you are playing along. That was because all you needed to do was basically, if you were back at the Arcane Forge where you got the the recipes for each of these each of the legendary items, and in conjunction with that, you gotten the side quest. All you needed to do was you just had to go ahead and interact with all 6 recipe pieces, if you will. I'm not really sure what you call that because in theory it's also a manuscript piece, but I'm just gonna go with recipe. That is because that is the ingredient. It's basically a checklist of the components needed to craft a weapon. So yeah, all we needed to do was we just needed to grab the we just needed to interact with the 6 the recipe pieces, as well as one more manuscript piece on the table in that particular area. So in total 7. All you needed to do was just interact with all of them, and you would have gotten the gunpowder for virtually 0 effort. So let's go ahead and focus on getting the 5 blueprints for today. And the first thing we're going to do is I'm actually going to show you where the blueprints are on the region map. So the 5 blueprints are located in these 5 locations in Bilgewater. Now, it's located firstly in the Jagged Hook's warehouse, secondly the Watchtower district, the Fortune Estate, in the Slaughter Docks, as well as finally in the Docks Harbor. Now, we have no particular preference, and you're going about with this one based on proximity. Since we're in the Docks Harbor area, we're gonna go ahead and solve the one in the Docks Harbor area first. But before we do all that, please know that it is very important that you have Misfortune in your team. So this is because the only way to grab the manuscript is to have Misfortune use her special ability, her special dungeon ability. I'm not really sure what it's called again. I know for a fact that, if let's say you drop a scan, for example, you drop a scan, um, if with a champion that's not Misfortune, I should add, if you drop a scan, it's only going to show the interactable items in white. However, if you have Misfortune in your team, if you drop a scan, it should show an interactable item in gold if there is any. So yeah, that's why you need to have Misfortune for this one, and be sure she's leading, by the way. That's the only way you could have the scan show any gold items. And it's dependent on whether the area has a gold item or not. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and set about to gathering getting that first blueprint piece. But before we do that, I just want to quickly go on over to the bounty board here and gather the bounty for the Hullbreaker here, which I believe will give us a Star Meadow Amulet, which is a legendary item which grants us bonus damage as well as stamina. And this is going to be very, very good, I believe, on Pike. That is because Pike benefits off the stamina boost. I'm just going to quickly equip it on Pike. I'm not expecting any combat for this segment, but I'm just going to quickly equip it on him just because we can. So it is a neck piece because obviously it's an amulet. It's going to increase his health, attack power, as well as stamina. So let's go ahead and equip it. Okay, and very drastic increase there, 8,900 health as well as 4,761 attack power. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and move on. So the first place that we need to go to, the first area, is essentially the Lighthouse district. I'm sorry, not the Lighthouse district, the Lighthouse area here in the Docks Harbor. Now, if you heard the name Lighthouse before, or if the name Lighthouse rings a bell, you'll be pleased to know that I actually covered a little bit about this 2 episodes back, where I was doing Pike's legendary weapon, where we purchased the Corfuse Warhammer. Basically what I said was I was going to wait for when we go ahead and deal with Miss Fortune's legendary weapon to purchase this next item. So let me just show you what we need to purchase. For those of you who don't know, by the way, the item is located in Low Tide Market, which is very, very convenient because the Lighthouse is practically just, across from Low Tide Market. So Low Tide Market is denoted by this set of jaws here, for those of you who don't know. So let's just go ahead and head in. Alright, and all we need to do here is we just need to speak to this vendor and purchase a quest item from him, which is going to be called the Lighthouse Key. So let's go ahead and go to the quest item tab, and let's purchase the Lighthouse Key for 20 black marks. One more thing to add is that this guy trades in a unique currency, which is called black marks. So for those of you who are playing this game really, really early on, I know this particular area could be accessed relatively early on in the game, where you only had Brom and Alawi in the team. I highly recommend, playing a little bit more just to get a couple of more, just to get some artifacts which you can trade in return for some black marks, or alternatively just play a little bit more so that you could get the fishing equipment, which you could do some fishing to get, more black marks in return. So since I have enough black marks, I'm gonna purchase 1 lighthouse key. Okay, so that's about it. And what we can do now is we can, in theory, head to the lighthouse. It should give us access. To my understanding, the door to that particular area is locked, so that was why we needed the key. And yeah, let's just head on over there right now. If I'm not mistaken, it should just be up this stairwell here, and this should be the building right here. Just double check, it is the building, so let's go ahead and head up. Door is locked, it requires a specific key to open. Let's unlock the door. And let's head in. Okay, let's just quickly grab some of these urns over here, and let's head up to the uppermost floor, the uppermost level, which is where we are going to be able to retrieve the first blueprint. Okay, so this is why you need Misfortune. I'm going to show you what I mean right now. If, let's say, I select a champion other than Misfortune, I'm just going to use Pike for example. If we drop a scan, nothing's going to pop up. However, if we select Misfortune here, and if we drop a scan, we're gonna see some sort of gold, gold item on this particular area, this particular floor. Now, do note that not every area is gonna have a gold, interactable. That is because this particular, item is in this particular location, so that's why it's here. So let's just go ahead and pick up this gold piece here if we can, of course. Okay, there we go. A ripped piece of a pair of gun blueprints. Only a few words are visible. My greatest invent. Alright, cool. So a tattered piece of Abigale's blueprints. So since we're here, let's go ahead and just pick up this chest as well, and at the same time admire this panoramic view, this bird's eye view of Bilgewater for a second. This is a very, very good view, by the way, I should add. Very nice view of the of the bounty board here, as well as the backdrop, the backdrop locations. It's too bad that I don't think we can head on over that side, if I'm not mistaken. Can we actually head on over that side? Yes, we can. Tight stockades. Okay, we'll possibly have to check that out some other time, because today's episode is not going to bring us there. So yeah, I'll check that out some other time. Now, the next location that we need to head to is, I think if we pull up the region map, we should possibly head to the nearest one, which is the Slaughter Docks, I believe, right? the slaughter docks. Okay, so the slaughter docks is only accessible via the slums market. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take the gondola system to the slums market, and I'm gonna show you what we do from there. So yeah, I'll see you guys in a second. All right, everyone, we are back, and here we are in slums market. So what we need to do to head to the slaughter docks is really simple. All we have to do is we just have to cross this gathering point over here and head down towards this side. It should bring us to an elevator, which will bring us down to the slaughter docks. There we go. Okay, so here we are in the slaughter docks, and what we need to do is we just need to head to a particular bridge. Now, when you see this bridge, I think some of you will be a bit surprised. Well, maybe not, maybe I am just surprised, but yeah. Regardless, I'm going to show you where this bridge is and what we need to do. So, the bridge in question is going to be this particular bridge over here, and if you recall, this is the same area where we first played as Alawi. So, all we need to do is we need to drop a scan, I think on this particular level. And there we go. This is the manuscript piece right over here. So again, if you have another team leading, if you drop a scan, the manuscript piece will not show up, as you can see. You only can do it with misfortune. So let's go ahead and do it again. Okay, and let's go ahead and pick it up. An aged blueprint of a pair of pistols with a portion of message called across. After you. Alright, cool. So that is the second blue piece of Abigale's blueprint here. The third piece for me, I'll tell you why in a second. But yeah, that is the another piece of the blueprint. Now, we have a couple of conversations here, one over here and one more in the distance. I think I would do this some other time. That is because we have to come back to the slaughter docks at a later point in time. So with that in mind, I would like to leave the conversation for later. We're just gonna focus on getting the other blueprints here for Misfortune's Ultimate. Now, the next place that we need to go to, if I go ahead and pull up the region map, is that we need to head towards the... where is it? Right, we need to head to Fortune Estate. After Fortune Estate, it's gonna be Watchtower and the Jagged Hook's warehouse. Okay, so let's just head to Fortune Estate first. If I'm not mistaken, let me just pull up the map again, my apologies. I don't think there's a fast travel point there. There is no fast travel point there, right? So looks like we have to walk over there manually. Okay, in that sense, what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna cut the video here because the journey to Misfortune's Estate is pretty much straightforward. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cut to the point where we're just outside of Misfortune's Estate. So yeah, I'll see you guys in a second. Okay guys, as you can see, we are in the plaza area, the courtyard, the front courtyard of Fortune's Estate. Do note that there is no fast travel point here, so basically if you guys are wanting to get here, what you have to do is you just have to cut back to the slums market and then basically just go down, further down towards the southern side, if you will. I think you should know your way around by this point. Because I believe there is, in the first introductory mission with Brom and Alawi, we had to walk the Fortune Estate as well. So, you should know how to get here by now. Okay, with that in mind, where is this manuscript piece? It's very simple. All you have to do is you just have to head back inside the house, the manor, and it should be in the room where you first had your first battle. So basically, if you recall, we had to follow Raffen in the first battle, which was Misfortune's first mate, into this particular chamber, and it should be on the floor, the top floor, where you had your first battle. So basically, this particular area. Now, if we drop a scan here, the manuscript piece should be just towards this corner here. It's easily missable if you are in a hurry. All you need to do is remember that it's towards the left-hand side, your left-hand side of the screen, and it should be by this particular desk, and as well as in front of this tree over here, so, this potted plant I should say. Okay, let's go ahead and grab it. A ripped portion of what appears to be blueprints for a pair of pistols. 2 words are written across the top. For Sarah. The rest is missing. Okay, so that's pretty much it. There is a couple of stuff that you can loot here. I'm not going to do that because we're just focusing on the blueprints. You could possibly check that out in your own time. Alright, so the next thing we need to do is we need to head to the Watchtower district. Now, it's basically just down the road, so I'm not gonna cut the video. And this one is also very easily missable if you don't have a keen eye. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna quickly run over there and show you where where exactly is this particular blueprint. Just a little bit of a hint that it's actually by all of these are blueprints, I should say. A little bit of a hint is that all of these blueprints are rather orchestrated in a way that they should be easily, how do I say it? You could, it's easy, it's in a sequence. That's what I'm trying to say. It's sequential. So, once you find the one in Docks Harbor, basically you just need to head to the Slums Market and then the Slaw Docks, like I just showed you, and then you just head up the road to Misfortune's Manor, and then you head further up the road into the Watchtower district. So that's what I meant by sequential. Okay, let's go ahead and head into the Watchtower district, and I'll show you where is this particular piece. Alright, so here we are. So all we need to do is we just need to run all the way up to this particular area here, which is just in front of the gondola station. Again, with Misfortune equipped, all we need to do is we just need to drop a scan, and the manuscript piece is gonna be underneath the feet of these two NPCs over here. So let's just go ahead and not mind them and just interact with the paper underneath their feet. A scrap of paper, clearly a blueprint of some kind. A few words are visible. Thing I ever made. Alright. This is the last piece. Mother, these blueprints, they are incredible. Thank you. Just need to find the parts now. Alright, cool. And we have unlocked the custom pistol blueprints. If we go into the quest items tab, let me just show you real quick in the inventory tab under the quest items tab. It should be here, I guess. Where is it? Where is it? There we go. Custom pistol blueprints. Okay, cool. So this is gonna be vital at some point in time later, where we are gonna head back to the Arcane Forge, where we're gonna craft the Abigale's Legacy. However, we are not done yet. So if you have been following this video and if you've been counting, out of a possible 5 blueprints, I've only shown you how to get 4. That is because, and you know, after we got all 4, it automatically told us that we've completed it. That is because I've already acquired the first blueprint really early on in the game in the Jagged Hook's warehouse when we first ventured into that area. So that's why I said you might, I think I mentioned this at the start of this episode. Hopefully I mentioned this, but you know, if I have not, I'm just gonna mention it here. This is why I said that, you know, the one of the blueprints are actually is actually really easy to get, and I think you might have even gotten it on your first on your first run. So this is what I'm talking about, the one in the Jagged Hook warehouse. But just in case you guys miss it, I'm gonna quickly show you where it is. So let's just go ahead and use this fast travel station here, the gondola system, and we need to fast travel to, if I'm not mistaken, the region map. We need to fast travel to the where's the Jagged Hook's warehouse? There we go. It's at the bottom there, so easily missable. Okay, so all we need to do is we just need to fast travel to the Jagged Hook's warehouse. Let's go. Alright, here we are. And all we need to do is why is the new NPC here? Okay, hold on. Let me just interact with this guy first. Oh my, Captain Fortune. Just the woman I needed to help me with my predicament. Spare me the routine. You're holding back valuable relief supplies. We'll be taking them with or without your permission. No, believe me. No one would be happier than to see these supplies returned to their rightful owners. With Jet gone, the Jagged Hooks have fallen into a sorry state. Then what's the problem? The men are refusing to relinquish the supplies. They claim that holding on to them is their last stand. Last stand, huh? Well, I'm happy to oblige. To be honest, I'm looking to abandon this post myself. Getting rid of those crates and the undesirables guarding them would be a relief. If you could expedite the process, I'd be in your debt. Okay, you know what? Let's just accept it for now. I don't want to get into another side quest because I don't want to waste your time. I just want to show you where to get this blueprint. So, let's quickly accept it. Excellent, do let me know when you've reclaimed the supplies. Actually I should have declined them. Can we get it? Can we interact with him again for the questions? Okay, we can interact with him for the questions. We'll do that some other time. Let me just show you where to get this particular blueprint first. So hopefully there are no enemies in here, by the looks of it there might be. Okay, there are a couple of enemies. Let's see if we could just sprint past them and not mind them. Okay. I just want to quickly show you where this particular blueprint is. Let's see if we could outsmart them a little bit. Okay. Climb the ladder. Alright, we've bamboozled them a little bit, which is cool. Alright, let's quickly sprint on over here. The place shouldn't be too hot when you first arrive because you should have, in theory, cleared out the place when you first arrived at the Jagged Hook's warehouse. That's because these are the respawn enemies when I had to come back here again. But yeah, basically, I saw an enemy there. I'm just gonna take a pause here first. The final blueprint that I'm supposed to grab is actually over here, just by this crate as well as this shelf over here. So basically, all you need to do is you just need to head to this area and grab the what is it, the blueprint over there. I'm just gonna backtrack because there's an enemy chasing us. So yeah, hopefully that helps you find all the blueprints in Bilgewater. So again, just to recap, in the map, in case a quick little recap for you guys before we end the episode. Jaggerhook's warehouse in that shelf as well by the crates that I just showed you. The Watchtower district near the gondola station. Fortune Estate on the top floor where you in the room where you had your first battle in the entire game. And of course, in the Slaughter Docks, the bridge where you first played as Alawi, and in the Docks Harbor in the Lighthouse district, you have to purchase the Lighthouse key from the vendor inside the Low Tide Market, which is practically just below the Lighthouse area. So hopefully that helps you out, and that is a brief little guide on how to get the what's it called again? Let me just double check the map and the quest log. My apologies, I am a very forgetful person. Okay, so we that should help you get the the designs for a custom trigger assembly for Abigale's Legacy. So with that out of the way, all we can focus on in the next episode is getting the volcanic gun barrels, and I believe that should be on the Shadow Isles. So what I'm gonna do is in the next episode, I'll meet you guys at the Shadow Isles, and then we'll fast travel to the location in question where we're gonna go ahead and get the volcanic gun barrels. But for now, we're gonna end the episode here because we are running out of time. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode, and hopefully you found this particular episode helpful. And if you did, consider liking this video as well as subscribing to the channel. I really do appreciate the support here, but most importantly, it's so that you don't miss which episodes or uploads a single player playthroughs of content just like this one here on my channel. And with that being said, this is Kevlo signing off. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for tuning in as well. Hopefully I see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.